What is up, people, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a how to install the DMR Ace chain set along with a Praxis Bsa or English thread bottom bracket. You do have to get the specific bottom bracket to match your frame and the chain set. Reason being is it has a 30mm shaft at the bottom, and at the top or the drive side it's a 28mm, so you have to get the correct bottom bracket that specifies for that. Praxis also do a really nice tool that you do have to use with their bottom brackets. They do a wrench, but I decided to go for these socket locators as one, they're really nice, high quality, and you can really bear down on them as well. You're also going to need a torque wrench, an 8mm bit as well, and that's just mainly to get the cranks nice and tight at the end. I've also got some anti-seize for the bottom bracket shell, and I've also got some grease for doing the spindle. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the threads are nice and clean on the bottom bracket shell. And basically, as you can see, I've already removed the chain set, and what I did is I used some degreaser inside the shell just to clean out some of the threads. I've then run some kitchen roll through there and give it a good clean off so you can see there's nothing left. Once you've got all that nice and clean on both sides, then you need to apply some anti-seize. Now I'm going to liberally apply some anti-seize compound to the bottom bracket shell, and for good practice you start from the inside of the frame, i.e. the furthest thread away, and slowly work your way towards the front, but no need to go right to the very end. Just get it as close as you can without it smearing out, like so. And the reason you don't concentrate on putting an awful lot on the outside or the first part of the thread is because on your new bottom bracket, as you can see, you have some locking compound which you need to let that contact in. So that's good enough for me. I'm going to just now do the other side and then we'll install the first cut. Okay, so now I've installed the anti-seize to both sides of the frame and the thread, and I'm happy with that. And basically I'm now going to install the right hand side or the drive side. So on your bottom bracket cup, it will have an R and it'll have a direction of which way the thread needs to be tightened. Remember, this is a left hand thread, so basically you will need to install one of these spacers that come available with the bottom bracket onto the right hand cup. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to now take that home. Wonderful. And basically what we do now, we're going to actually use the tool to take her home to the back of the frame. So 28mm side lines up with the bottom bracket, and there it goes. You can hear that anti-seize compound inside there biting in. That's lovely. And at that point there, I'm now going to use my torque wrench. With your bottom bracket cup installation, you need to do it to 40 Newton meters as recommended from Praxis. So you will need a torque wrench with a 3/8 bit so it fits into their designated tool, and you need to take up to 40 Newton meters. So let's do that. And then I'm just to wait for it to click. There we go, 40 Newton meters. Boom. So we're going to install the crankset, and in order to do that we receive a wave washer with our bottom bracket. Now on this particular model we need to slide that all the way to the bottom of the crank arm like so, and then we're now going to grease the shaft just so it gives you a bit more slippery surface, because basically this particular one doesn't have one of the plastic collars that goes in between the BBs, but also you want to have a little bit of grease on there anyway just to stop any corrosion or if any water seeps in there, so it's always good practice to do that. As you may have seen from my other how-tos, I absolutely rave on about this particular grease, and basically when I was doing my cycle mechanics course down with Cycle Systems Academy, we run through some different types of grease to use for various jobs, and pretty much this one is the bad boy for nearly everything, so I tend to make this my go-to one, so we're going to use this today. I've got a bit of a split in mine actually, so I do need to think about getting some more. I was using it the other week and some come out of the top of it, which was not very good, but there you go. So basically we're just applying some grease all the way along, and for good measure I'm going to do the other side as well. like so. It's really satisfying doing that today. And I'm just going to work that all the way around like so. There is no real method in the madness of doing this. You basically just got to make sure you get it all the way around. And obviously when you go to slide it on, it's going to push it all down anyway. So I tend to always work to pushing it to the very end, like so. And then that way, as I push it in, it's going to work its way back down. And let's get that on. Let's give it a little squidge in the hole. Happy days. I do love this grease. I'm not going to moan about anything, about other greases, but I've used this one for years and it's amazing. So let's get that in. Okay, so I've now installed the chain set, and basically what I need to do now is I need to get the crank bolt up to 50 Newton meters. I've removed it from the stand so I can have a nice sure footing when I bring it home. I'm also going to hold it from the chain arm and the rear chain stays, just to give me a bit more extra purchase. So let's do this. There we go, beautiful. Pro tip time, when you finish using your torque wrench, always remember to wind it back down to the 0 before you finish with it. That way you're not keep leaving the spring under tension, and it'll be ready for you to set up for next time. Pro tip time. Well, there we go, people. That's the new chain set fitted to the bike. Pretty happy with how it went. The only things I'd sort of point out is make sure you get yourself a good torque wrench that goes up to at least 50 Newton meters for the chain set, and then 40 for the bottom bracket. The bottom bracket does need the specific tools that I showed in the video, so if you're going to go ahead and get one of these, you will need to get the tools, because unfortunately Shimano and other brands don't line up with these, so you will need the correct ones. Other than that, I'd say we're pretty good to go. Test it out, and then after the first ride I'll just check the torque settings on the chain set just to make sure they're still all good, and yeah, happy days. So I hope that's helped out, and if there's any questions or any comments at all, then please do hit me up down below. Really appreciate it, and I'll get back to you. And if you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and also if you haven't subscribed already, then please jump on board. I do some other things other than how-tos, so check out my videos and see what you think. If you like, then do subscribe and join in the party. Till then, stay safe out there everyone. See you on the hill. Peace.